Hey you guys, it's Rashni. Typically I go live in my coaching group like this all the time. However, this was on my mind and for some reason I have a feeling that I need to do this live on my page. So give me a second. Let me share this in my group and I'm gonna get to talking. Okay, hopefully it's there. Let's check. Boom. Listen. Hey you guys. How you doing? This is gonna be super quick. I just need to get this off my chest, and like I said, I need it to be more than my coaching group. Also, I don't know what to call this, so I'll have to go back and put a name on it when I'm done. All right, check it, check it. Yesterday was Spina Bifida Clinic. My son Zion has a diagnosis of spina bifida, and once a year they cram 1 million doctor's appointments and tests into one day. It is long, it is exhausting. I don't recommend it. 1 star on Yelp. Do not recommend, okay? But it's necessary because spina bifida. Okay, so yesterday was Spina Bifida Clinic. Last year we did it virtually. This year we went back to in person. It was all day. Okay, that's not what this video is about. This video is about something I noticed when we were going to the hospital. My son loves going to the hospital, not because he likes the tests, but because he likes the elevators. Okay, they kind of have a superior elevator situation. There's colors and animals assigned to each floor. Apparently the elevators are spacious and wide. They're great. There's a little voice that's like going up, going down. According to him, best elevators ever. Okay, so he looks forward to going to the parking garage. Because of our history of going to Children's Hospital for the past decade, and because the very first time I went to Children's Hospital for my fetal MRI at week 20, I parked at the very top because that was the only place I could find a parking space, and it kind of has a sentimental thing for me. We never park on any floor. There are 7 floors in the hospital parking garage. We always go to the top floor, no matter what. We don't care if we pass 57, 150 empty parking spaces. We always go up to the top floor, and we dag near almost always park in the same parking spot. Top floor used to be Purple Butterfly. Now it's Red Lizard. I don't know how I feel about them changing it because Purple Butterfly was my jam, but whatever. So anyway, with that context, we drive into the parking garage, and as always, we are going intent up. Just passing people, passing everything, passing empty spaces because we know where we're going. We have intention, okay? And 9 times out of 9, the parking garage is looking like it's super full on the bottom, but at the top, there are spaces available. Now, we get behind a car and the car is very hesitant, okay? You know, they're driving slowly, they're kind of trying to hedge around because on the lower levels of the parking garage, it's hecka packed. Okay, you can't tell that there might be spaces up above. This will preach to somebody, and this is why I gotta put it out here on the Glamazini streets, okay? And I shared it in my group. So they're hesitant, and my husband's like, what are they doing? And I said, they're new, babe. Remember when we were new, we didn't know how to park in this parking garage either. They're looking for a space. They don't know what's coming up. They're hesitant. They have no expectancy. They have no hope. They don't know. They're probably freaking out. The hospital is traumatizing them, and they don't have any understanding. So they're jerking, and they're moving slow. And then eventually that very same person pulls over to the side, like just across a bunch of empty parking spaces that they weren't allowed to park into because, of course, in a children's parking garage, there are going to be 1 million reserved spaces for specific doctors and specific vans with lifts and all these signs. It's a lot of information that you have to know, right? So they pull over because they give up. My husband's like, what are they doing? And I was like, they're pulling over because we're behind them and we're moving with intention and they are not. So they're pulling over because they know they're in our way. Okay, like they could sense they need to figure out their life. All right, we get a couple floors up. Let's say we're on floor 3 or 4, and a similar thing is happening. A person is coming around from the opposite direction, clearly confused, and they start doing the same hesitation thing. And my husband goes, oh my goodness, not this again. And I was like, first of all, you should have patience because the only reason we are so comfortable in whizzing up this parking garage the way we do is because we have experience. Okay, and we have to have grace for the people who don't know. Parking garages are bad enough as it is, but you're in a hospital's parking garage for children, so But the same thing is happening. This person is moving with hesitancy. They're pulling into a space. They're probably reading the sign and then being like crap and pulling out because they're not allowed to park there. And they're just doing this, right? We're moving differently, right? We are confidently keeping a steady pace. We're looking at the sights. We're not even thinking about whether we can park in the spaces or not because we know where we're going. Hopefully this is about to bless somebody, okay? And my husband is like, what is happening right now? And I said, listen, this will preach, okay? I said, notice the difference between the person who doesn't have an expectation and the person who does. We expect for there to be open spaces for us at the top. And so we're moving differently on the lower levels. Listen, the person who this is for will hear it. When you have hope and you know that you know, and you know that you know that you know, okay? I'm talking about you know, that when you get to where you're supposed to go, there will be space for you. You just moved it. You move more confidently. Come on, y'all. Hear me when I say this. You move with knowing. You move with peace. We were looking at the sights. Zion was calling out animals. We were so unconcerned because we knew that we knew. Now, here's the other thing. We've been down to the hospital probably hundreds of times at this point. And yes, the majority of the time, the bottom floors are all congested and all the new people are down there fighting for spaces. And then when you get to floor 6 or 7, it's easy, it's open. The sun is out. It's views for days, parking spaces galore. They don't know that because they're not coming up here where we are, okay? But here's the thing. There have also been times when spaces weren't open. Very few times. But we still knew there was a space for us. We would come up around and be like, oh, but because we were confident in the higher level we were going to, we moved differently. So maybe I'm going to go back and retitle this Move Differently When You Know. I don't know, but I wasn't even going to come out on my Glamazini page and say this to y'all. I was going to just put it in my group and go about my business like I be doing. If you want to join my group, I'll put a link afterward. It's your Final Light group. I'll put a link, check it out, because I be jumping in there saying this. But I needed somebody to hear this. When you know something and you're going higher than the rest of the people, 1, there will be room for you, and 2, move more confidently, because when you get there, your confidence will be rewarded. That's all I have to say. Hello. I gotta go. Okay, virtual school just finished, and I had to preach that. I had to get that out of my spirit. Okay, it was in there. And my husband was like, you are in here preaching a whole sermon. I said a whole sermon for such a time as this. Love you guys. Be well. Be encouraged. I'm not going to knock you down, but I am going to give you the top of a pineapple and a pineapple. Bye, you guys. Move differently when you know.